Minasan konnichiwa, this is Tina and welcome back to my channel. In this video, I'm going to be sharing the proper steps in layering skincare products. If that sounds like you're seeing them, please go ahead and channel登録しちゃってください。しちゃいなよ。There are so many skincare products out there these days, from this serum to that, to exfoliants, masks, essences. It can get pretty confusing when it comes to which order to use them in. If you have been in the skincare game for a while like me, this might come naturally, but I have come to realize that it's not always common knowledge for everyone, since I do get these questions quite often. Please use this video as a guide, although there is not one single definitive answer to this, because there is always going to be those products that are going to be the odd ones out or instructed by the brand to be used differently. I have included every skincare step that I could think of based on an Asian skincare routine. By no means does this mean that you're supposed to use all of these products in one routine, not at all. I'm just trying to order it for you so you know where to place it when using the product. Number one is the oil-based cleanser. This is the first step to a double cleansing routine, which has been a standard for a very long time in Asian skincare routines, but is becoming the norm and standard globally. Everyone can benefit from a double cleansing routine, but if you do wear makeup daily, then you definitely should be double cleansing at night. Think of the oil-based cleanser more as a makeup remover to get rid of most of the gunk off your skin before actually going to wash your face. Whether it's oil, balm, milk, or gel, usually the process is to massage a generous amount onto dry skin and make sure you actually work it. Don't just kind of make sure you get into all the areas that you either have darker makeup, which is usually eyes and mouth, or the areas that can get a lot of buildup, like around the nose and the chin. After you have massaged it in and broken down that makeup and oil, add a little bit of water to emulsify, massage further. It sounds like I'm saying it weird. Massage. And then wash it off with lukewarm water. Even if you don't wear makeup, of course, you can double cleanse. If you wear sunscreen and reapply often throughout the day, as you should be, definitely you can benefit from a double cleansing routine. You don't have to do an oil cleanser twice a day, just at the night will be beneficial. Number two is the water-based cleanser. After you have removed the makeup, oil, and other oil-based impurities, you need to follow this up with a water-based cleanser. This is going to get rid of any remaining residue as well as water-based impurities like sweat and dirt. This one also comes in many forms. The most common are foaming, self-foaming, gel cleansers, but no matter which one, you do usually massage it onto damp skin. If the cleanser does have any sort of foaming properties, I do definitely recommend to foam it up in your hands before applying it onto your face. If you do try to directly foam the cleanser on your face, it kind of adds unnecessary stress to your skin, and the cleanse could actually take longer than you need it to. If you do find it hard to create a nice foam with just your hands, I recommend using a foaming net. They are a super cheap and simple way to get a nice fluffy foam with your water-based cleanser. Once again, it is the same sort of step. You massage it gently all over your face and then wash off with lukewarm water. Number three is exfoliants. Whether it is chemical or physical, you do usually want to use these on a freshly cleansed skin. As the name suggests, physical exfoliants actually physically buffs the skin with something slightly abrasive to help remove the dead skin cells. They are usually in a powder or scrub form and usually applied to damp skin. Most of the time you can make it kind of less abrasive by adding more water. So if you're a little bit worried, have sensitive skin, or you just don't want to over exfoliate, add a little bit of extra water to make a more finer, gentler exfoliant. I know a lot of people don't like physical exfoliants, but personally I really do like them, especially like powder forms, and I just make sure that it is like fairly watered down before applying to my skin. With chemical exfoliants, they actually come in a really wide variety of products these days, like even in wash, lotion, or mask form, although the most common types are in a toner or serum kind of liquid form. Chemical exfoliants use ingredients like AHA and BHA to kind of unglue and loosen whatever's holding onto those dead skin cells. You can either apply onto a cotton pad and swipe across the skin, or you can pull some into the palm of your hands and apply it. With most of these liquid forms, it does not require rinsing off. You kind of just leave it on there to work its magic, although there are definitely some products out there, usually the stronger ones like the ordinary peeling solution, that you actually do have to wash it off, so make sure you do always read the directions. Number 4, wash off masks. Once again, something that you do want to apply to freshly cleansed skin. Masks are something that vary a lot depending on each product, so make sure you read the directions, especially on how long you should leave it on your skin. But generally speaking, you do apply it on a clean face, wait however long, and then rinse off with lukewarm water, whether it's like a clay or moisturizing or soothing mask. Number 5 is toner and essence. I have put these 2 steps together because they are often interchangeable and often mean the same thing depending on the country or how the brand has marketed it. Essentially, it is a hydrator and a prep step that allows for other skincare products to absorb better, but it can also have a lot of other benefits depending on the ingredients that's included in the toner or essence. If you are new to my channel and don't know me, I freaking love toners. No one can tell me otherwise. I will always have toners in my skincare routine. Although I do have dehydrated skin, so that's probably why I would benefit more from it than others. If you do have oilier skin, you might benefit from the cotton pad method, as I mentioned with the chemical exfoliant, just applying some to a cotton pad and then swiping across the face. If you do have drier or more dehydrated skin like me, I would recommend grabbing some in the palm of your hands and then applying and patting it in for full absorption. The distinction between toner and essence is becoming more and more blurred these days with the number of skincare products that are coming out. But in my opinion, I guess you could say, a essence is in between a toner and a serum. An essence usually includes more concentrated ingredients like fermented ingredients that will have slightly more skin benefits compared to a toner, but it's not as thick or concentrated as a serum. Does that make sense? Number 6 is sheet masks. Yes, you can totally wear sheet masks before your toner and essence, but most of the time with Asian sheet masks, in the direction it actually says to prep your skin with toner before applying the sheet mask, and sheet masks have definitely made their name in Asian skincare more so than Western, so I'm going to just go with their directions, okay? Again, sheet masks do usually have a direction on how long to leave them on for. Personally, I usually only leave them on for about 5 to 10 minutes, which is the most common time frame for Japanese sheet masks, although I feel like Korean ones are usually longer, maybe 15-20 minutes, and maximum like 40 minutes. Generally, you don't actually want to wear a sheet mask for too long, and you definitely want to take it off before it starts drying out, because it basically could have the opposite effect of actually drying out your skin if that sheet starts to dry on your skin. Once removed, you do not have to wash this off. I have had this question before, but if you wash it off, you essentially kind of like defeated the purpose of using a sheet mask. So don't wash it off, just pat it in your skin to make sure you absorb all of the goodness. Number 7 is serums and ampoules. A serum or ampoule usually means the same thing. I'm just going to put them together. I feel like in Korea they use the word ampoule more, but essentially they're the same thing. They are the step that includes the most concentrated ingredients and where you can target specific skin skin concerns. With serums, there are obviously so many different types, like soothing, brightening, acne fighting, so it can be especially confusing on which serums to use first. You can layer multiple serums in one routine if your skin can take it and absorb it well, but obviously I don't recommend using multiple actives in one routine, for example, like vitamin C and AHA. To determine which serum to use first, you can use the thinner to thicker rule here, where generally speaking you want to use the thinner, lightest consistencies first, followed with thicker textures. With most serums, it's usually 2 to 3 drops for the entire face, spread it out and pat it in. I personally usually use 1 to 2 serums per routine. I don't go that overboard with them, but every person's different. Kind of experiment and see what works best for your skin. Number 8 is retinoids. Now, I don't know much about retinoids because I haven't used them myself, but for those who are, I believe you put it on after your serum and before your moisturizer, unless you do have really sensitive skin or are starting off with retinoids and want to be really careful. You can actually apply your moisturizer first as an extra buffer and then apply your retinoid after. Generally speaking, you usually only need a little pea-sized amount to spread across your whole face, avoiding getting too close to your eyes and your mouth. Number 9. There's so many, is spot treatments. I was actually kind of wrong about this one because I always thought spot treatments were supposed to be used at the very last step of your skincare routine, which is still true for a lot of products. Like a lot of them do direct to use it at the very last step of your skincare routine. But after doing some research, they actually recommend to apply it before your moisturizer so the product doesn't have as many layers to penetrate through and your skin can reap the maximum benefits of the acne fighting ingredients. Of course, unless you are using a product like a calamine powder based product like this Neogen kind of dip and dab kind of product, you definitely want to use them last in your skincare routine. But generally speaking, apply a small amount to the affected area, let fully dry before moving on to your next step, which would usually be moisturizer. The pimple patch is the one exception, which is probably my most favorite spot treatment product. With pimple patches, you definitely want to apply them on completely bare, clean, dry skin. If you tried to apply them after any skincare products, you probably will realize that they come off very easily. So with pimple patches, make sure you apply them first thing after you cleanse. Number 10, the big one, is moisturizer. Something that should be a staple in every skincare routine, no matter what your skin type. And yes, even if you have oily skin, you should be using moisturizer. This is another step that can come in different forms, like a cream, lotion, gel cream. What else is there? Emulsion, that contain occlusive ingredients that helps to create a barrier on our skin, not only to seal all the goodness inside, but to protect our skin from external aggressors. With moisturizers, just grab a appropriate amount. It really depends on your skin, but grab some, apply all over and your neck preferably, and you are good to go. And number 11 is SPF. Yes, obviously you don't have to use SPF at nighttime, but during the day, always finish off with sun protection. This is the most important step to prevent pretty much every and any skin concern and the number 1 anti-aging ingredient out there. Just think of it as the best possible thing you can do for your skin, okay? Whether it is a physical or a chemical or a hybrid sunscreen, it does not matter. Just find one that you like, that works for you, and that you're going to use every day, because if you don't, there is no point. There is no point of using any of these other skincare products if you're not going to try protect your skin from all the damages it can receive from the sun. Most sunscreens do recommend half a teaspoon, or you can use the 2 to 3 finger method. If you do find it's too much trying to apply all that at once, just break it up, do 2 layers instead. That's totally fine, and it'll probably reduce the amount of white cast or the heaviness you might feel on your skin. And don't forget to apply on your neck and your ears. These last few are not necessary, but kind of add-ons to a routine if you do want to use them. So let's go through them real quick. Face oils. If you do have dry or very dry skin, you can benefit from a facial oil. Oils are usually the densest form of occlusives, even though the actual texture might seem more lightweight than, say, a thicker cream. So it is actually recommended to use after your moisturizer. Although there are definitely some oils out there that are more lightweight and kind of close to your skin's natural oils like squalane and jojoba. So if they are lightweight oils, you actually want to use them before your moisturizer. If this is all too confusing, just add a couple drops into your actual moisturizer and apply it to kind of avoid all that confusion. Sleeping masks. as the name suggests, these ones are only to be used at nighttime and something that does need to be washed off the next morning. You would use this at the very last step of your skincare routine on top of your moisturizer. If you do have oily skin, you can use it in place of your moisturizer, but honestly, I think you're probably better off using the same moisturizer consistently rather than trying to replace it with a sleeping mask. And lastly, mists. So you can literally use them in any way you want. You can use it like in your toner step, spritz it instead of kind of doing that whole application method. You can spritz throughout the day to give your skin a nice refreshing bit of hydration without it feeling heavy. You can use it on top of makeup to make it look kind of hydrated and glowy, and the list goes on. You don't even have to kind of technically buy a mist. You can use a lightweight kind of watery toner that you own, put it in a spray bottle and kind of spritz on your face as well. Oh my god, that was so much information. I am sorry if that was boring, but I feel like I just needed to compile all of that information into one video, especially for people who are starting out with skincare or if you want to delve further into your skincare routine. As I said, this is a guideline, so there's always going to be cases and products that are going to stray away from this guide, but if you do get confused, hopefully this video can help you out. Lastly, please let me know what your favorite step of a skincare routine is. Mine is definitely an unpopular opinion being a toner. It's probably the Japanese in me. I just can't live without my kisho, so you know. Please let me know what your favorite is in a comment below, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye!